Welcome back to yet another episode of Before You Summon. Before we start, I do have a little note to make about the Sanrio Ultimate Guide. I saw quite a few comments either asking or claiming that I forgot the future usability for the Sanrio characters present in the gacha, both the 2 stars and the 4 stars. I did in fact not forget. I made an active decision to exclude the future usability of both the 2 stars and the 4 stars because of the recording's length. The recording with all of the future usability for the 2 stars was almost 45 minutes long, and for the 4 stars it was almost 15 minutes long. With the Sanrio guide being 25 minutes long, I felt like the future usability sections were far too long and would detract far too much from the video. Especially when the focus was to give a comprehensive guide of the event structure of Sanrio. I thought I made a pretty decent compromise by showcasing alternative cards in the same attribute for each character to give you a sense of what cards you could actually acquire instead if you don't want to pick up the Sanrio cards, so you don't feel screwed over because you didn't pick up the Sanrio cards if you don't like them. Especially seeing as the sentiment around my future usability sections is very mixed a lot of times. A lot of people have given me praise that I'm so thorough by showing the future usability of a lot of cards, saying that it's not something they usually see in guides, especially for Project Sekai. At the same time, there are people who tell me that I should remove the future usability because it detracts from the video and doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So with the future usability being such a coin flip, I made the decision, since it was so long for this video, to cut it entirely. But seeing so many people ask about the future usability and where it went, I will keep that in mind for future ultimate guides. And for the Sanrio video, I have pinned a comment by TinyXStyle8809, which was a very comprehensive and well-structured list of all the future usability that we see in Sanrio. I feel kinda bad that I cannot pin more than one comment, seeing as there were several people who put in the effort to make full future usability lists. I wanna thank all of you who did that for the time and the effort you put in when you saw that the future usability was missing from the video. And like I said, I will keep this in mind for future ultimate guides. And a final note before we start the event guide. If you find these guides helpful or entertaining, could you please consider subscribing, ringing the bell, leaving a like, and sharing it with a friend, as all of these things help immensely. And if you haven't already and you wanna know more about the Sanrio collaboration, please check out my Sanrio Ultimate Guide. Finally, if you wanna support me a little bit further, check out my Patreon down in the description. But with that, let's not stall anymore, let's get into our final event of 2024, being Beside the Unchanging Warmth. This event will run from December 31st to January 7th and is a mixed limited event in the Mysterious attribute. This of course means that there's no commission song for the event. The main character for this event is Mizuki with Shiho, Mafio, Saki, and Leonid Meiko as the supporting cast. And the event synopsis reads as follows. The year is almost over and Mizuki is happy to learn that her sister, who is working overseas, will be returning home for New Year's. Recalling the warm memories of them going out shopping together with their sister, Mizuki then invites her to go out together again. And following the event, we will see an afterlife that will be running between January 7th and January 8th. When you participate in the virtual live during the allotted time period, you will be given 300 crystals and a stamp. The stamp this time around is of Mizuki, called Totally Satisfied. And of course, there's also a new item added to the virtual live shop. This time around, it's a pair of glow sticks in the form of a pink paper crane. If you want to deck out your virtual live avatar with these glow sticks, it will set you back 1,000 paid crystals to do so. And of course, running alongside the event is the event gacha. But because this is our final event of the year, there is a colorful festival attached to the gacha. This means that the gacha will be split in two. First, we will see the Colorful Festival portion of this gacha between December 31st and January 3rd. And the Colorful Festival will function as normally with 2 Colorful Festival exclusive cards in the gacha that is only available during the Colorful Festival portion of the gacha. Of course, the event characters will also be rated up alongside the Colorful Festival exclusive characters. And because it's a Colorful Festival, there will be a double drop rate for a 4-star being 6% instead of the standard 3%. Our first Colorful Festival exclusive character is Minori with her card Each Dream Weaves Another. Minori is a combo scorer skilled card with the skill name so that they don't end up being just a dream. And combo scorer skilled cards will give you 120% score bonus for 5 seconds until a good or worse tap is recorded. If a good or worse tap is recorded, this score bonus will go from 120 to 70% for the remainder of the 5 seconds. And because this is a limited gacha, each card will come with a new costume as well as a new hairstyle unlocked at Mastery Rank 2. And Minori's new costume is called Dreams in Bloom Knitted Style. The other character present as a Colorful Festival exclusive card is Shizuku with the card Butterflies Not to Forget.
最後まで見届けてくれたのね。
And Shizuku is a life scorer skilled card with the skill name so that not a single piece will ever be lost. And life scorer skilled cards will grant a 70% score bonus if your health is under 800. If your health is over 800 instead, when the skill activates, you will instead be granted a 100% score bonus for 5 seconds, with an additional 1% score for each 10 health over 800 to a maximum of 120% score bonus if your health is 1000 or above. And the costume Shizuku comes with is called the Garden's Beautiful Pale Colored Flowers style. Once January 3rd rolls around, the Colorful Festival gacha will disappear and be replaced with the event gacha instead. With the change in gachas, Minori and Shizuku will go into the Colorful Festival vault where they will be kept until the next Colorful Festival, which will be the 3.5 anniversary. The Colorful Festival will be replaced with the New Year's Enchanting Flowers Bloom Bright gacha that will be running between January 4th and January 9th. And once this gacha arrives, the 6% chance for a 4-star will disappear and be replaced with the standard 3% that we see during every single standard gacha. And our first event character in the gacha is of course the focus character of the event, Mizuki, with her card Encouraged by Kindness.
好きでいてもいいのかな。
Mizuki is a healer skilled card with the skill name Our Good Luck Charm, and healer skilled cards will recover 350 life and grant you an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1. And of course, yes, like the Colorful Festival cards, the event cards are considered limited, meaning that they come with a hairstyle unlocked at Mastery Rank 2. Mizuki's unique costume though is called Japanese style Lolita fashion. Our second character in the gacha is Shiho, with the card name With Some Embarrassment.
もうちゃんと行くってば。
Shiho is a scorer skilled card with the skill name New Year's Resolution, and scorer skilled cards will grant 100% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1. And Shiho's unique costume is called Japanese styled rock fashion. Our final character in the gacha is Leonid Meiko with the card name Teach Us, Miss Shiho.
さっきのにいい感じに書けたかも。
Meiko is a Leonid Scorer's Guild card with the skill name Secret Special Training. Leonid Scorer's Guild cards will grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds. An additional 10% will be added for each Leonid member, excluding the card itself, plus an extra 10% if all characters are of the Leonid unit, resulting in a maximum of 130 score bonus for 5 seconds when all 5 members are from the Leonid subunit. And finally, Meiko's costume is called Japanese Style Elegant Fashion. And that covers all of the 4 stars, but of course we also have 2 exchange shop cards available to be picked up once the event opens. Taking the 2-star slot is Saki with her card 1 Year of Gratitude. And Saki is a cool attribute Perfect Locker's Guild card. This of course means that Mafiu takes the 3-star slot with her card A Little Time to Relax. Mafiu is of the mysterious attribute and she is a Healer's Guild card with the skill name A Lively New Year's Eve Party. And both Mafiu and Saki will become available once the event opens through the exchange shop for the standard prices of a 2-star and a 3-star. And this will still be a Cheerful Carnival, it seems, on the global server, meaning that there are 2 event teams competing and you have to pick a side. The question this time around is, which New Year's dish do you prefer to eat? With the options being ozoin and osechi. I most likely pronounced those names wrong, so you'll have to excuse me. The winner on the Japanese server was ozoin, but as always, the Japanese winner is not necessarily who will win on the global server, so keep your eyes peeled when you play to see if you've picked the team that you prefer. And it's also very important to note that this will not be a Cheerful Carnival on the Taiwanese or the Korean server. Instead, this will be a standard marathon event with a limited gacha. So you guys do not get to pick a team this time around. But with that, we've summarized all of the general information that you needed to know about the event beside the Unchanging warmth, so instead we can look towards the event team building. As always, the 3 cards added with the gacha for Mizuki, Shiho and Meiko will grant the 70% bonus for being this event's focus cards. On top of that, I want you to keep in mind the changes that were made to event bonus during the 3rd anniversary, particularly for 4 stars and birthday cards. As I will not be mentioning it during the team building section, instead listing all cards as 50% bonus. But those things are a given. We are more interested in what cards can grant you a 50% bonus if you're not pulling from the gacha or if you don't manage to get all of the event characters. And you guys know the drill by now, this is a mixed event with a virtual singer in a specific unit, so we're of course starting with the black sheep of the lineup. And because this is a mixed event, it's only Meiko in the Leonid unit that can ever grant the 50% bonus as long as she is in the mysterious attribute. This also means that it's only Meiko who can grant the 40% bonus if she's blank or unitless in the mysterious attribute. And I think that most of you have already predicted what I'm about to say. There are no cards with a 50% bonus for Leonid Meiko. 3 years and some things never change. But it's not all doom and gloom for Meiko, as she actually have 3 cards available in the 40% bracket. This includes the Evil Food Eater from 7 Deadly Sins, her Happy Anniversary card from the 2nd year, as well as her Colorful Festival exclusive card released with the 3rd anniversary. All 3 of these cards will grant a 40% bonus baseline for being blank virtual singers in the correct attribute. But leaving Meiko for now, we have our focus character of the event, Mizuki. Mizuki has 6 available cards, including her 2-star card from the event Unsatisfied Pale Colors, a second 2-star card from the Sanrio collaboration event, her 3-star card from the release celebration gacha, as well as 3 4-star cards. 2 of these are limited and 1 of them are permanent. Her first limited card was released during the event The Gentleman Thieves Thrilling White Day, and her second limited card was released during the event Bustling Cafe Rec. Her permanent card, on the other hand, coming from the event Kamiko Festival. Following this up with our final gacha character, Shiho has 6 available cards as well. This includes her 2-star card from the release celebration gacha, as well as a second 2-star card from the Sanrio collaboration event. Shiho's 3-star card comes from the event A Gentleman's Thrilling White Day, and she has 3 available 4-star cards, 2 limited, 1 permanent. Her first limited 4-star card comes in the form of her Colorfes Festival exclusive card that was released in conjunction with the Spoijoy Park event. Her second limited card coming from the event Screaming Welcome to the Forest of Wolves. And her final available card is her permanent 4-star from the event Stella After the Rain. And this leaves us with the exchange shop card, and starting off with the 2-star representative, Saki keeps up the pattern and has 6 available cards. This includes her 2-star release with the event Knock the Future, as well as a second 2-star released with the event Stick to Your Faith. Her 3-star card was released with the event Don't Let the Doubt Hold You Back, as well as 3 4-star cards, 1 limited, 2 permanent. Her limited 4-star comes from the event Bustling Cafe Rec, while her first permanent card was released with the event Stella After the Rain, and her second one was released with the event Live with Memories. And this of course leaves us with our final focus character, Matthew, who breaks the pattern and has 7 available cards with a 50% bonus. This includes her 2-star card from the event Immiscible Discord, as well as her 3-star card introduced in the exchange shop of this event. On top of that, she has 4 4-star cards, 3 of which are permanent and 1 of which is semi-limited. Her semi-limited card is of course her Worldling card introduced with the event Searching for Sunken Shadows that we saw in November. And her 3 permanent 4-star cards were released in this order. Her first 4-star comes from the event Carnation Recollection. Her second one was released with the event Hope Will Someday Go Beyond the Morning, and her final 4-star card was released with the event Farewell My Mask. And as a cherry on top, Matthew also has a bonus card in the form of her happy birthday card from the first year. So that covers all of our cards that we have available to us in the event team building. But we do have a few asterisks to mention. Of course, the same stipulations that we talked about during last event still applies to this event. Mizuki featuring Bonbon Ribbon and Shiho featuring Sugar Bunnies is not available on the global server. Sanrio will arrive in January for us on the global server, but until then these cards are unavailable for our event team building. This of course does not apply to Korea and Taiwan, who's already had Sanrio conclude on their servers, and therefore they are options in the event team building of both Taiwanese and Korean players. So if you are an EN player, ignore these options for now, as we still do not have a date confirmed for when Sanrio actually releases. It is also worth mentioning that the 2-star Matthew from Immiscible Discord only ever entered the standard gacha pool in October. If you did not play during Immiscible Discord in March of this year and you have not pulled since October, you will not have this Matthew. And on top of that, of course, the 2-star Saki from Stick It to Your Faith has yet to enter the standard gacha pool. The same can of course also be said about the 3-star Matthew added to this event, but since she is available in the exchange shop, she is still a valid option for most event team building. And once again, the event team building is very weak in my opinion. Out of 13 cards, 6 are at least some form of limited. Both Shiho and Mizuki only have a single 4-star option that is of the permanent variety, meaning that if you did not summon from the different events where they were available as limited cards, it's a very slim chance that you actually have an option in the 4-star category for them. On the other hand, Mafio sits with 3 4-star options, which is pretty impressive. And like the virtual singer situation is just par for the course at this point, I'm so used to virtual singers just being deadweight that I've just kind of moved on from it at this point. At least 3rd anniversary is a highly coveted event, so you might have snagged the Colorful Festival Mako through that, or you're lucky to have the Sin of Gluttony from 7 Deadly Sins. Either way, virtual singers consistently during mixed events just being deadweight or being a gacha exclusive option is so cringe. And what is going on with Mafio in the Mysterious Attribute just in general? It took her 3 years to get a 3-star card in the Mysterious Attribute while she has 4 available options in the 4-star category. Like, what is the card attribute distribution at times in this game? I really don't get it. And like, looking at the list, I feel like it should be stronger, but my gut feeling is telling me that most people will have a really difficult time actually building a decent team. So as always, I just hope that people can get together a team with a 240 or a 250% bonus without major hassles. But this event team building just feels very weak, which is a pattern we have seen for a few events in a row now. But instead of me continuously nagging and complaining about event team building, how about we look towards the future usability of these cards? And unlike other times where I've done the Colorful Festival cards separate from the event cards, I will instead this time around do the Colorful Festival and the event 4 stars together and then do the exchange shop cards at the end. And sadly, not all 5 of the 4-star cards have actually seen future usability. Mizuki, as of recording this, is without future usability in the Mysterious Attribute. But the first character to actually see use is Minori in the event The Scars Left Behind with Time. Minori is of course a pure attribute card, and this is a more jump unit focused event that will be running between the 20th of February and the 27th of February. In the gacha for this event is Minori, Haruka and Miku, meaning of course that Minori is available with a 70% bonus during this event, making her lower gameplay value. This is followed by Shiho and Mako seeing use during the event This Moment with You that will be running from the 20th of September to the 28th of September. This is of course a Leonid unit focused event with Ichika, Saki and Len in the gacha, meaning that both Mako and Shiho is of higher gameplay value, as neither of them will be available with anything higher than a 50% event bonus. And finally, Shiho and Shizuku will see use together during the event once again when the leaves change color that will run from the 10th of November to the 18th of November. This is a mixed event with Shiho, Shizuku and Rin in the gacha, meaning that both Shiho and Shizuku from this event will be of lower gameplay value as they are available with a 70% bonus during the event. So the future usability of the 4-star cards in the gacha is actually not looking too great at the moment. The only real great future usability is Shiho and Mako for This Moment with You, but that is a Leonid unit focused event, and Leonid has a pretty sizable cast when it comes to the Mysterious Attribute, so I don't really see them being that mandatory for the event. So the 4 stars are very underwhelming. What about the exchange shop cards? Saki will see use during the event The Courage to Lead, The Kindness in My Heart that will run from the 10th of February to the 18th of February and is a Leonid unit focused event with Ichika, Honami and Kaito in the gacha. And this of course means that the exchange shop card Saki is of higher gameplay value, especially if you don't have any great options for Saki in the cool attribute. Mafio, on the other hand, sees use during the event Let It Ring, Beautiful Sound that will run from the 9th of August to the 15th of August and is a mixed event. In the gacha for this event is Toya, Anne and Kanade, meaning that Mafio is also of higher gameplay value as she's only ever available with a 50% bonus during this event. And this is especially notable since Mafio does not have a 2-star card readily available at the moment, and this is her first and only 3-star card in the Mysterious Attribute. And while she had many 4-star options to pick from, if you don't have any of those, this is a great card and I almost feel like it's mandatory to pick it up as soon as possible during Beside the Unchanging Warmth that we're currently looking at. So the future usability of the exchange shop card definitely fare a bit better than the 4-star cards that we saw during the gachas. But as always, if you want the cards from the event Beside the Unchanging Warmth or the Colorfes festival, you should not feel dissuaded because they don't have a lot of future use. Mizuki will see use as soon as Nightcore 25 gets another mysterious event, which was quite a while ago they had their last one. And the same can be said about Shizuku, as she will see use if More Jump gets another mysterious event, their last one being More Making Christmas, which was in 2021 on the Japanese server. Which is actually insane. But these are just speculations on my part. We don't know when or if these events will happen, so the characters see future usability. So for now, we have to go with what we actually know, and the 4-star cards from Beside the Unchanging Warmth are quite weak in the gameplay aspect. That being said, the gameplay aspect should not be the reason that you do or don't pull from a gacha. It's just something that's nice to know, so if you love these cards, you should still pull from the gacha. But I will not keep rambling on about the future usability when we've already covered it, so instead let's look towards limited costumes releasing for Shizuku, Minori, Shiho, Meiko, and Mizuki. And despite there being 5 characters in the gacha, the new limited costumes is actually a very slim selection. Our first costume is for Minori during the event Wedding Live with Everyone that will run from the 31st of May to the 8th of June. In the gacha for this event is Nene, Minori, and Wonderland Showtime Luka. This is followed by a costume for Meiko during the event Over Rad Squad. Meiko is a Bloom Festival exclusive card during this event, meaning that she will only be available between the 30th of June to the 4th of July. In the gacha for this event is Meiko and Kanade as the Bloom Festival exclusive cards, and Akito, Miku, and Kohane as the event characters. This is followed by another costume for Shizuku during the event Chase My Ideal Idol that will run from the 31st of July to the 7th of August. This is a More Jump unit focused event with Haruka, Airi, and Shizuku in the gacha. After this we will see a new costume for Shiho during the event Put Your Heart Into It Dream Stage that is also known as the 4th anniversary. Shiho is an event character for this event, but the gacha is tied to a Bloom Festival. The event will run from the 30th of September to the 10th of October and includes Rui and the Rin as the Bloom Festival exclusive cards, and Nene, Airi, Toya, and Shiho as the event characters. The final event we will see with any one of these characters is With Our Hands Covered in the Wounds that will run from the 30th of November to the 9th of December. This is a Nightcore 25 unit focused event with Mizuki, Ena, and Meiko in the gacha. And this episode is recorded before the Special Present for You event concludes on the Japanese server. This means that the cards for the 2025 Bloomfest as well as the event connected to that Bloomfest has not yet been revealed as I'm recording this. So if Minori, Shizuku, Shiho, Meiko, or Mizuki shows up in the new limited event for New Year's 2025 on the Japanese server, that's why they aren't included here. Of course, new limited gachas isn't your only options when it comes to limited costumes for these characters, as we also have a slew of rerunning gachas to pick from. And as always, remember that the second rerun of any limited gacha is the final standalone rerun you will have of that gacha before the cards enter the Recollection Festival gacha pool. And I keep going on like a broken record, but if you want more information on the Recollection Festival, please check out my Recollection Festival video that I released around the 3rd anniversary. The Recollection Festival video will will be linked down in the description, but with that, let's get straight into the reruns. And the first gacha we will see that includes any one of the 5 gacha characters is Night of White and Graceful Marriage, which both will have their final rerun in February of this year. This is followed by the final rerun of Wanderer's Journey in March. After that, we will see the first rerun of the Fluttering Maidens gacha in April, with the second rerun already confirmed for November. Following that, we will see the first rerun of the Escape the Rain gacha in May, with the final rerun confirmed for December 2025. In May, we will also see the final rerun of the Moonlight Knight Sister Rabbit gacha and the Sporty Girl gacha, before the Storm and Darkness Festa will have their final reruns in June. In July, we will see the first rerun of the City of Spirits gacha, with no final rerun date yet confirmed for this gacha. In August, we will both see the first rerun of the Welcome to Diner gacha, which does not yet have a final rerun confirmed, as well as the final rerun of the Spooky Forest gacha at the same time. Continuing this pattern, we will see the first rerun of the Grow Up With Me gacha, with no final rerun yet confirmed, as well as the final rerun of the Fly to the Future gacha running alongside it. And our final rerunning gacha that has any one of these characters is the As Autumn Wanes gacha, that will of course be rerunning in November, with no second rerun yet confirmed. So there's definitely a lot more options when it comes to rerunning gachas than there are new costumes for these characters. But do remember to mark down the dates and plan your crystals accordingly, as some of these gachas are having their final rerun as standalone gachas. And other gachas already have their second rerun confirmed after their first rerun concludes, just to make sure that you get all of the cards you want in the simplest way possible. But with that, we have arrived at our final question. Should you participate in the Beside the Unchanging Warmth event, and should you pull from the New Year's Enchanting Flowers Bloom Bright gacha? And as always, the most straightforward answer is yes, you should participate in every event, and if you really want the cards from this gacha, you should definitely pull from the gacha. And I do really think that there is a lot of value in participating in this event in particular, because I do think that the 3-star Mafia is a priority to pick up as soon as possible. While 4-star cards have definitely become more powerful with the event bonus changes introduced with the 3rd anniversary, the 3-star cards are still a very solid option if you do not have a 4-star card for the character just yet. And this includes both new and old players, and hence I think that it is such a big priority to pick up the 3-star Mafia as soon as possible. Even if you have no interest in tiering in the event or even playing that much, I would suggest at least playing so you can get the 2-star, the 3-star card and the crystals for this event, as I feel like all of them are pretty valuable. As for the gacha card, of course there is an argument against pulling for them because of the lackluster future use. But not only do I not think that it's valid to pick your gachas because of their future usability, as I do think the most important thing in Project Sekai is picking the cards that you love the most and have the most attachment to, I also think that these cards can find use in the future, especially seeing how lackluster the event team building for these characters in this attribute actually was. But of course, the biggest argument for why you should pull from this gacha if you love the cards is that it is a colorful festival. The double drop rate 6% chance for a 4-star is an actual massive boost to your chances of getting the cards you want, or even getting a slew of different cards that can be usable in the future from past permanent events. So I always argue that colorful festival gachas are much stronger contenders when it comes to raw crystal value in pulling from them. That's also why I often argue that if you're going to pull from this event's gacha, you should pull during the colorful festival portion only, as the 6% drop chance is such a massive buff. So make sure to get as many of your summons in during the colorful festival portion, because even if you don't want the colorful festival exclusive cards that are available, it's still better odds to get the cards you want during that portion, despite having 2 more characters being rated up. As well as having a chance to get all of the old Colorful Festival cards, which some of them are highly coveted. But I think that summarizes my feelings towards the Unchanging Warmth pretty well. We have a high value exchange shop that I do think that you should try getting the exchange shop cards as well as the crystals from because of the value those potential cards have, as well as having a high value gacha in the form of a Colorfes festival. And while the cards doesn't have a ton of future use at the moment, and that future use isn't very strong, it's still a very strong gacha because of that Colorfes festival aspect of it that buffs your rates for 4 stars immensely. So please, in the comments, share your thoughts. Do you think I'm propping up this event too much, or am I not actually propping it up enough? I tried to read all of the comments. It's getting a bit harder with how many comments actually roll in, but I will keep trying as hard as possible. If this guide helped you or you found it entertaining, once again, could you please consider subscribing, ringing the bell, leaving a like, and sharing it with your friend, as all of these things does help. And of course, I want to extend a special thanks to all of my Patreons, as they support me financially and make the dream of making this a full-time endeavor actually more feasible. But extra thanks to all of my append players for supporting me a little extra, those being Ollie, Katie, Charlie, Opal Siren, Petterish, Ronmaru, Shoop, Snobby Hickory, and Veritas Uwu. All of you are truly amazing for supporting me, and I feel like I can never thank you enough. But with that, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I will not keep you here any longer. Let's get out of here for the year.